Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan, and we are coming off the heels of that Whistle Pig Piggyback 6-year rye. We're going to do another rye here real quick. These are the only two that I got in my collection. Noble Oak. They're, double oak rye whiskey finish with port wine oak staves. 48% ABV. What is that? 96 proof. I've already done a video on Noble Oak, their bourbon. Let's see, do I have that sitting here handy? Yeah. So here we got the Noble Oak double oak bourbon whiskey finish with a sherry oak staves. Really good, really nice bourbon. It has that sherry with it. So produced by Edrington. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Same group that's and distiller blender who is responsible for Macallan's Scotch. So if you're a big fan of Macallan, they got a lot of sherry cask finish stuff. So it's no surprise that we have that here as well. But the Noble Oak bourbon, extremely good. So hopefully we can get the same thing from the Noble Oak rye. Expecting big things out of this. So let's see what we can get here. Picked this up on my travels for $36.99. Got this at Big Red Liquors in Indiana. Again, we got the Noble Oak here locally in Wyoming, but have not seen any other product on the shelf yet. We got the bourbon, but we definitely have not seen this in town yet. So it's kind of nice to pick it up somewhere else. I believe we got the bourbon for like $23 and change. So I'm assuming that because it's rye and because it was in another state, that's why the price tag is a little bit different. So there you go, being able to find different price tags. Now, like I said, I'm doing all these whiskeys in a batch shoot scenario. So literally just came off the heels of the last whiskey of that Whistle Pig. So clean, rinse the glass. I do that every time in between each whiskey. So starting fresh here. So let's see what they got here. Anything we need to know about? So there's a very sweet nose in here. Like a sweet vanilla kind of coming out. Sugary sweet vanilla, that's what I'm getting. Kind of warm this up a little bit. So for a rye, again, kind of an odd note to come out of a rye. Normally you expect that eucalyptus to come out, maybe some black licorice, something more floral. I'm getting candy vanilla sweetness. Not much for oak or anything else. A little bit floral now, so now it's moved into a floral category, just a light floral. More of a rye familiar floral nose. So like that, let's see what we got on the taste here. It is Rye Spice Forward. So the very first thing that hit me was spice, but then immediately, so the spice has continued start to finish, but that as soon as you get over that first initial hit of spice, rye spice, then a very syrupy sweetness hits. Candied sweetness that kind of quick, it's like a roller coaster, just boom, spikes and then drops off as your first note. Boom, sweet, drops off. A really nice light middle floral note. And then a dryness that sets in. Basically, so like a port wine, is a fortified wine. They have brandy that you dump into it. So it's both sweet and alcohol at the same time. So this kind of has that same mouthfeel, but then it dries out really quick. So your tongue, your palate gets really dry towards the end. That spice keeps pushing through. The ethanol is really coming out of the glass now. And it's just floral, just light floral all day. That's the major note in the nose, along with ethanol. Now that was odd. I got like graham cracker. Again, rye spice start to finish, but there's like the syrupy sweet and then graham cracker. That picked up in the middle and then just finished out with this graham cracker, rye spice, black peppery note. Kind of interesting. So it seems to me that this is a whiskey that I'm going to have to sit with because it keeps changing on me, at least in the flavor profile. No real recognizable rye flavor notes, at least not the Mgp rye. So let's get this out of the way. Most ryes that people are familiar with, not all of them, but most of them right now sitting on the shelf have come from Indiana, from Mgp. Doesn't really matter who the brand is or where the label came from. A good 50% of what's sitting on the shelf has come from Mgp. That is the flavor profile most people are familiar with. So here's a good one, for example, Bullet. Bullet Rye is a very classic rye flavor, but also a classic Mgp rye flavor. So you get that rye spice, you get the eucalyptus, you get a nice sugary sweetness through the middle. You get the floral note in there. When most people think of rye, this is kind of the flavor profile they're thinking of. Also, really spicy things. Kind of a more traditional rye flavoring, like Old Overholt's a really nice spicy rye. So this has good rye spice to it, but really, as far as other flavors go, it's way outside the lines as far as flavor. Kind of has some bourbon-esque notes, but it has its own thing going on. Now that time it was really, really sweet, and I didn't pick up any of the rye spice till the end. In the glass, it's very viscous, oily. It's really nice. I would like to sit, maybe have a meal with this, but really just sit and explore this for a while. It'd take a good half hour to go through this completely and just see all the different presentations that come out of the glass on this one. Like I said, for $36.99, a really nice rye. If I could find this here in Wyoming, I would bet that it would be somewhere in the probably in the mid 20s. So hopefully you can pick it up for that. Drop in the comments down below what you can find Noble Oak Rye for in your area. You know, if you have an experience with it, let me know. I'd be interested to hear what your take on this whiskey is. Drop that in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Check LifeandWhiskey out on bitchute.com, also minds.com. It's life_and_whiskey on Minds. And yeah, look for videos coming out on my other channel here pretty quick. Dad Father Review. It's another review channel. Instead of whiskey, though, it's just kind of everyday stuff. Yeah, all of the links for those can be found in the description of this video down below. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this. Have yourselves a great day, and we'll catch you in the next video.